up on whether you have enough flour or sugar and forget whether you're making cupcakes or bread, it is hard to maintain hope. So we're going to suggest that you kind of test this. When something goes wrong, when you don't get the results you want, or things aren't going well, or you're feeling helpful, do you immediately start to talk about how somebody else messed up or you don't have enough resources? Or do you begin to start with, okay, is there some other way to get the results? Is there something else we can do? So it's focus on results and focus on what you can do with what you've got to get good results, rather than immediately shift the conversation to why there's not enough sugar or why it's somebody else's fault for not delivering it. That in essence, keeps the possibility of hope alive. Once you start establishing blame or thinking about process and not about results, you've lost it.
You know, we hear this a lot, that you should learn from your mistakes, but really, what does that mean? Well, somebody who's hopeful, people who are hopeful in planning, incorporate information from their failures as well as their successes. They use good debriefing techniques such as the plus delta to figure out how to avoid making the same mistakes in the future. After a bad experience, it's always tempting to say, well, I'll never do anything like that again. It's really easy to just say, I touched this hot stove, so I will never touch this hot stove again. But a more hopeful response to failure would be, next time I do something like that, what do I need to do differently? In other words, maybe I make sure that the stove's not turned on before I grab the burner. Look for the ways that you can learn from the mistake, learn from the failure, and turn that around so that it can be used positively in the next experience.
This is my favorite slide in this show.